According to American Rifleman magazine, May 2014, the modern-day 1911 handgun is named for the year it was formally adopted by the U.S. Army. It has since been replaced with more modern-day service weapons, but is still a very popular weapon within the United States and all over the world. Today I'm going to be talking about the mechanical function behind how a firearm operates. I believe I'm qualified to do this because I've been around firearms my whole life. I love to read about them and research them. I love to take them apart and put them back together. Today, more specifically, I'm going to be talking about the basic components of a firearm, what happens when you pull the trigger from start to finish, and how a bullet comes out the other end. And I'm going to be talking about the basic components of ammunition that is used. First, I'm going to talk about the basic components. Here we have a modern day 1911 Kimber. First, I'm going to make sure it's unloaded, nothing in the magazine. Pull the slide back, nothing in the chamber, just an added safety. I'm going to start from the front. Here we have the muzzle, and here's the barrel. This whole black part is known as the slide. Connected to the slide is the front sight and the rear sight. The hollowed out portion right here is known as the ejection port. We have the trigger guard and the trigger. The grip. I'm going to flip it over. Right here is the slide release. So when you push down on this, the slide is sent forward. Here we have the thumb safety and the grip safety. Right here is the hammer, and here's the magazine release. The only way that the trigger is able to be pulled is if the grip safety is engaged. So there we go. Next I'm going to be talking about the mechanical function behind a firearm. I'm going to start with how a round is loaded into the chamber. Here we have a cutout of a 1911. Here it's showing the slide moving back, but I'll be able to explain it all the way through. As the slide moves back, one of the cartridges is ejected, and another bullet and cartridge are slightly moved up. As the slide moves forward, the bullet and cartridge are then moved into the barrel. The locking lugs right here and here act as teeth. They secure the barrel and tighten together when the slide is moved all the way forward. This is added security just so that the no escaping gases will decrease the muzzle velocity, and that the slide will not move back prematurely, which could injure the operator. Here's the barrel, and it'll actually, as the slide moves back, it'll move down slightly, allowing the bullet and cartridge to move into the barrel. And when the slide moves forward, the barrel will straighten itself back out. The recoil spring, shown right here, will send the slide forward to the starting position after it has been sent back. The hammer is cocked when the slide is sent back, and it will stay cocked even as the slide moves forward. According to www.m1911.org, 2013, when the trigger is pulled, it wraps around the magazine well, and it pushes against the sear and disconnector. The sear controls the movement of the hammer, and it locks it into place when it is fully cocked, as shown right here. The disconnector breaks the contact between the trigger and the sear, so the sear will release, allowing the hammer to travel forward. The sear is shown right here, and as a slide moves back, it is pushed down. Once the slide moves forward, it will move back up into place. The hammer is connected to a hammer strut, This big banana-shaped piece of metal right there is the long arm that connects the hammer to the mainspring, showing down here. And the mainspring provides tension for the hammer as it moves forward. When the hammer flies forward, it strikes a firing pin, which then strikes the primer connected to the cartridge, causing chain reaction within the cartridge, and it forces the projectile out the front of the barrel. Simultaneously, the slide is moving back, equal and opposite reaction. During this time, the cartridge is ejected. Next, I'm going to be talking about exactly how the cartridge is ejected. There's two basic parts to this, the extractor and the ejector. They work together. There are grooves in the bullet cartridge, which will be shown in another diagram. The extractor catches these grooves and pulls it back with the slide. At the same time, the ejector is pushing up on the cartridge. As it pushes up, it will have enough force to pop the cartridge out and give room for another bullet cartridge to move into the barrel. This process happens very quickly. Next, I'm going to be talking about the basic components of the ammunition that is used now that we know what happens when the trigger is pulled. Here is a basic schematic drawing of a 45 caliber bullet. These bullets are measured in inches, so it's actually .45 caliber, so it's 0.45 inches. Some bullets are measured in millimeters, depending on their size. I'm going to start from the back to the front. So connected to the cartridge, which is from here to here, we have the primer, which is just a little part. When the firing pin strikes the primer, it causes a small spark within the cartridge. This then ignites the propellant, which are also known as smokeless powder for modern day weapons. When this is ignited, it burns very rapidly, causing gases to form. These gases will then expand, forcing the bullet, which is this part, out the barrel and out the muzzle. The gases will then escape behind it, simultaneously pushing the slide back and ejecting the cartridge. And this can happen very rapidly as the trigger is being pulled. Now that you know a little bit about the basic components of a firearm, what happens when you pull the trigger, and what happens within the ammunition that is used, I hope that you can use this and go out and do a little shooting yourself. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for your time.